Only 2 years into his big league career, Paul Skenes has already cemented himself as one of the most dominant pitchers of his generation. He won NL Rookie of the Year in 2024, got the start on the mound in each of his All-Star Game appearances, and most recently won his first of likely several NL Cy Young Awards. But there's one interesting wrinkle that's embedded in Skenes' growing legacy. He just so happens to be one of the mightiest road warriors of all time. Paul Skenes' numbers at PNC Park, home of his Pittsburgh Pirates, are incredible and should be acknowledged. At the time of this journey, he sports a career .210 home ERA and over 160 innings pitched. Those Yinzers sure are lucky to watch him shove in such a beautiful ballpark. However, his stats away from the Steel City take things to another level. In 28 road starts, Skenes holds a .183 ERA as well as a Ks per 9 over 11. The numbers you see in front of you aren't just incredible in today's MLB, but absolutely withstand the test of time. Let's start in 2024, a season that ended with Paul Skenes claiming NL Rookie of the Year honors. He made 11 starts on the road, going 5-2 with a .132 ERA and over 60 innings. Skenes racked up 87 punchouts in that span, with 5 of his 7 9-strikeout showings coming away from home. His 2024 road ERA is tied for the 6th lowest in any season of the live ball era, only trailing the likes of Hall of Famers Bob Gibson, Greg Maddux, and Whitey Ford. Skenes posted a 12.8 away Ks per 9 in his rookie campaign, the 4th lowest in a season since 1920. He trails some good company, fellow Cy Young Award winners Garrett Cole, Pedro Martinez, and Chris Sale. Paul Skenes only allowed 10 runs, 9 of them earned, in his time spent outside of Pittsburgh. That is the fewest ever allowed in a season, minimum 11 road games started. If you narrow it down to just rookie campaigns, Skenes has the lowest road ERA, lowest road WHIP, and highest road strikeout to walk ratio since the Roaring '20s. His road 12.8 Ks per 9 only trails Kerry Wood and Hunter Green for highest by a pitcher in their first year. Paul only surrendered 35 hits and 9 earned runs on the road, by far the lowest among rookies. Paul Skenes' debut campaign is one of the best ever, especially due to his work away from the Allegheny. Moving forward to 2025, Pirates ace Paul Skenes was actually far better at home, but still put up elite road digits. In nearly 100 innings, Skenes recorded a .215 ERA, accompanied by 117 Ks on the road. Although not an all-time stat line, he still found himself towards the top of the league in several important categories, including runs allowed. Collectively, it was more than enough to earn him his first NL Cy Young Award. What would be a career year for most pitchers is just the beginning for the former #1 overall pick. If you put together Paul Skenes' first 2 major league seasons, his name returns towards the best of baseball's road warriors. He has the lowest road ERA ever for a pitcher in their first 2 years, ahead of Hall of Famer Tom Seaver and a fellow contemporary in Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Skenes also tops the charts in road WHIP, has allowed the fewest runs on the road, and resides within the top 10 in a couple other notable statistics. One of the most impressive parts of Paul Skenes' early dominance is that it doesn't seem to matter where he pitches. There's no such thing as a hitter's park or pitcher's park when he takes the mound. Baseball Savant's park factor measures how much a specific ballpark affects the outcome of a game compared to the league average. For example, Coors Field famously has an above-average park factor. In 2025, it measured at 113, meaning that it was 13% more favorable towards the offense. Breaking down Skenes' road starts across his first 2 seasons, he's actually pitched better in ballparks that rated in favor of the offense. He allowed 1 runner less in 10 of the 18 starts at parks considered hitter-friendly. Paul has made half as many starts in pitcher-friendly stadiums, but has still performed far above average. Notable outings include his second career start where he K'd 11 across 6 hitless innings at Wrigley Field, and 7 hitless frames 2 months later in Milwaukee. He allowed 1 runner less in 2/3 of those outings. Of course, venue isn't everything. The quality of the bats you face factor into the equation as well. Just in case you need more evidence that Paul Skenes is a special talent, he actually performs better against good teams on the road. In 20 road starts versus teams with a winning percentage above .500, Skenes holds a .176 ERA with nearly 150 strikeouts and over 112 innings of work. He allowed no more than 1 earned run in 75% of those outings. Even better, the Pirates actually came out on top in most of those contests, although it would appear that he and the Buccos placed slightly down to their competition. Against teams below .500, Skenes' ERA rose to 2, although he walked less batters and allowed less hits on average. Pittsburgh went 3-5 in Paul's road starts against clubs more on their level. That stat leads into a whole other set of problems that could hold Paul Skenes back in the long run. What stands out about Paul's first 2 seasons, and is noticeable throughout any collection of his numbers, is the lack of winning. It's no breaking news that the Pittsburgh Pirates have underwhelmed over the last 2 years, especially offensively. 2024 was poor, but things were somehow even worse in 2025, with most of the team's hitting numbers ranking among the worst in baseball. Skenes' .500 winning percentage in 2025 is the lowest for a starter who was awarded the Cy Young. Winning has never meant less when it comes to valuing a pitcher's success these days, but boy, doesn't it feel nice to win? Skenes has as many no decisions in his career as he does wins. He's made 16 starts in which the Pirates scored 1 runner less in the game. Unsurprisingly, he holds a 1-10 record in those outings. Whether home or away in this situation, he's pitched extremely well. There are some noteworthy performances in there, including Paul's lone complete game, a 1-0 loss at Philadelphia. If only he could still hit like he did in his Air Force days, maybe the story would be a little different. The Pirates' offense is certainly at fault for putting a damper on many Paul Skenes masterclasses, but they're not alone. The bullpen has ruined a good portion as well. 11 of Paul's 55 career starts have ended in 1-run losses. That's 20%. 7 of the 11 times he exited the game with the team either leading or tied. Interestingly enough, 5 of the 7 were on the road, and 4 of those ended in walk-off fashion for the opposing club. The bats don't give the arms sufficient run support more often than not, which makes the bullpen's job even more important. It's vital that they protect the rare leads they get, but it hasn't happened nearly enough in Paul Skenes' first 2 campaigns. There's a pretty solid chance that we haven't seen Paul Skenes peak yet. However, his body of work speaks for itself as a pair of the strongest freshman and sophomore seasons ever, especially on the road. In the coming years, it's expected that he further separates himself from the rest of the league, establishing himself as one of the greatest to ever toe the slab. This has been the Baseball Time Machine. Thanks for traveling with us.